Surfing is one of my favorite things to do. Me and my buddies all the time go out to our local wreck in Huntington and surf as much as we can. Especially on summer days when it's warm outside and all our friends go to the beach. We go out and we love to surf. Surfing comes down all to your equipment, especially your surfboard in particular. My surfboard shreds. My surfboard is strong and it eludes great strength when turning on the waves, and I have such a great time with all my friends and we just have a blast. Today, I'm going to teach you about surfing and why it is a cultural artifact. We're going to be talking about the past, present, and future of surfboards. So let's talk about the past of surfboards. According to the 360 Guide on February 14th, 2020, the first surfboards that were invented were solid surfboards back in 1777. And these boards were solid as a brick. They were 10 to 20 feet long and could weigh up to 100 to 200 pounds. And this was extremely inefficient as these boards were way too long and were way too heavy. These boards also had no fins, which meant no stabilization, so they could only move straight on the waves and they couldn't go left or right. Also, these boards had little buoyancy. A lot of this refers to the weight that these boards were so heavy, as they were 100, 200 pounds, and that's why they had no buoyancy. After solid surfboards came hollow surfboards. Now these hollow surfboards are made out of plywood and waterproof glue, but they still were pretty inefficient as solid surfboards, but they were a little lighter and you can maneuver it a little better than solid surfboards. And back in the day, a man named Bob Simmons invented rocker. And rocker is good for water flow and speed. And instead of having your board completely flat, rocker has the front of the board tilted up a little bit and the tail tilted up as well. And this is really good for speed and performance rate. And also, in 1935, a man named Tom Blake invented fins. And fins are good for stabilization. And the first fin was a single fin. And then it went to a twin fin, thruster fin, quad fin, and nowadays you can even put 5 fins on a surfboard. So now we've talked about the past, let's talk about the present of surfboards. Nowadays, we have fiberglass boards, and they have foam cores. And inside, they had wood stringers for strength. Also, these boards had carbon fiber strips on the bottom for strength and durability. They also had carbon fiber fins for durability, as when you're maneuvering a wave, especially in heavier conditions, these carbon fiber fins allow for a lot better maneuverability and stability when turning on the waves. Let's talk about stomp pads as well. Stomp pads go on the back of your board, and they're good for foot traction. Especially nowadays when you have riders such as Kelly Slater and Chloe Andino, who are doing these big, crazy turns. Traction is very key, so they can keep their foot planted on the board and can execute these turns as well as they can. So there are 2 types of boards. There's long boards and short boards. And short boards, according to the Surfer's Corner on Board Cave, March 24th, 2020, are advanced performance riding boards. And I personally prefer short boards. And short boards roar as they carve down the waves. Short boards also have concave decks, which are good for speed and performance, and this allows better water flow so you can get more speed and execute bigger and harder turns. And these advanced boards are good for riders such as Kelly Slater and Chloe Andino, which I've already mentioned, and also other riders such as Gabriel Medina, Felipe Toledo, John Florence, and many others. Also, board design is a cool feature you can add on surfboards, and my board has a giant green design on it, and you can see this design from 10 miles away. So now we talked about it, let's talk about the future of surfboards. According to Super Branded on August 21st, 2018, the new technology for surfboards that they've invented is SuperTech. And these SuperTech boards have a light fiberglass shell, which is a lot easier because it allows you to do harder turns because of the lighter board. Also, there's carbon reinforcement in these boards, which there have been carbon reinforcement before, but there's also carbon reinforcement in the stringer because it has a foam stringer and there's not wood, and this creates a lighter board which allows you to in turn go do harder and more powerful maneuverable turns. The SuperTech technology is stronger and lighter than boards have been in past years, and this is a good performance riding board, especially for the upcoming surfing Olympics in Tokyo, which will be the first ever surfing Olympics in history. And now we talked about the past, present, and future of surfboards. Surfing is one of my favorite things to do, and it is awesome to go out with your buddies and have a great time. And it all comes down to your equipment and your surfboard and what you can do with it to maximize and have the best time you can. Thank you.